Assalamu alaikum students. I hope you will be fine. Today the topic of our discussion is change of voices and we have to learn how to make the passive voice of present continuous tense. But before this, let's discuss this question: what are active and passive sentences? So if you look at the first structure, subject, verb, object, this is the structure of active sentences. In active sentences, we always write the subject. Subject means one who is performing the action. We always write the subject before the verb. Active जुमलों में हम subject को हमेशा verb से पहले लिखते हैं. So, Ali writes an email. Ali is one who is performing the action. So, this is your subject and this is a sentence of active voice. In other words, you can also say that in active sentences, we put much emphasis on द सब्जेक्ट. जो एक्टिव जुमले होते हैं उनमें हम ज़्यादा जो फोकस है वो सब्जेक्ट पर देते हैं. नाउ लुक एट सेंटेंस नंबर 2. स्ट्रक्चर, द सेकंड स्ट्रक्चर, सॉरी. सो यू हैव ऑब्जेक्ट फर्स्ट, देन द वर्ब, एंड एट द एंड यू हैव सब्जेक्ट. दिस इज द स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ पैसिव वॉइस. इन पैसिव वॉइस फर्स्ट वी राइट एन ऑब्जेक्ट. इन अदर वर्ड्स यू कैन से दैट पैसिव sentences are those sentences in which we put our emphasis on the object. Now look at the sentence. An email is written by Ali. In this sentence, subject is at the end and our primary focus is on the object. So through these two structures, we can know that either the sentence is of active or passive. In active sentences, we give much emphasis on the subject, and in passive sentences, our emphasis it remains on the object. Now we will discuss what is present continuous tense. Present continuous tense basically talks about an ongoing process and it is also used to talk about future plans. Present continuous tense उस एक्शन की बात करता है जो ongoing होता है, जारी होता है, और इसे हम फ्यूचर प्लान्स को डिस्कस करने के लिए भी इस्तेमाल कर सकते हैं. Let's have some examples of present continuous tense. I am teaching you present continuous tense. So this action is ongoing. That's why this is your sentence of present continuous tense. You are watching the video. So the action is ongoing. This is also your sentence of present continuous tense. Now we will see how we are supposed to make the active sentences of present continuous tense. To make the active sentences of present continuous tense, you are supposed to follow this structure. First, you will write the subject. Then you are supposed to use helping verb. Helping verbs would be is, am, are, and you will use them according to the subject. If subject is singular, your helping verb would be is. If subject is plural, your helping verb would be are. If subject is I, your helping verb would be am. After the helping verb, you will use fourth form of the verb to make sentences of present continuous. Whenever you are supposed to make sentences of continuous tense, you are supposed to use fourth form. जब भी आपने continuous tense के जुमले बनाने हैं तो आपने उसमें fourth form इस्तेमाल करनी है. Fourth form means ing form, like play to playing, eat to eating, sleep to sleeping, and at the end you will write the object. Now let's see some sentences. Ali is reading a book. Ali is singular, that's why with it we use is. You are watching the video. So with you we use are. I am teaching present continuous tense. So this is how we make the sentences of present continuous tense in which the action is ongoing. First you will write the subject. Then you will write the helping verb. Helping verbs, they would be according to the subject. After that you will use fourth form of the verb, and at the end you will write the object. Now let's discuss how we are supposed to make the passive of present continuous tense. अब हम बात करेंगे कि present continuous tense का हमने passive किस तरह से बनाना है. And we have discussed in the start what do we mean by passive sentences. के passive जुमलों से हमारी मुराद क्या होती है. इन पैसिव सेंटेंसेस वी मेनली फोकस ऑन द ऑब्जेक्ट. हमारा जो मेन फोकस होता है वो ऑब्जेक्ट पर होता है. एंड इन पैसिव सेंटेंसेस वी राइट द ऑब्जेक्ट इन द स्टार्ट ऑफ द सेंटेंस. So to make the passive of present continuous tense, you will follow this structure. First, you will write the object. With the object, you will use the helping verb, and they would be is, am, are. You will use them according to the object. If object is singular, you will use is. If object is plural, you will use are, and if object is I, then you will use am. After the helping verbs, you will use being, and after that you will use third form of the verb. So whenever we make sentences of passive voice, two things are very common. The first thing is that at the start we write the object, and in passive voice we always use third form. Passive में हमेशा third form इस्तेमाल होती है, चाहे वो जिस मर्जी tense का passive है. So to make the passive of present continuous tense, first you will write object, then you will go for the helping verbs. After that you will use being, and then you are supposed to use third form of the verb, and at the end you will use subject with the help of by. And now let's see our sentence number 1. People are drawing out water from the well. This is our sentence of present continuous because in this sentence the action is continue. Now in this sentence, people, this is our subject. The one who is performing the action, that is called your subject, and water is your object. Mostly, in most cases, ज़्यादातर जो आपका object है वो verb के साथ ही होता है. This is your active sentence. Now if you want to change it into passive voice, so first you are supposed to write it. First you are supposed to write the object. So first you will write water. After the object you are supposed to write the helping verb. It must be according to the object. So water is singular, that's why you will use is. After is you will use being, and then you are supposed to use third form of the verb. So draw out is your first form and third form is drawn out. Water is being drawn out by people. People is your subject, and in passive voice we write the subject at the end with the help of by. Water is being drawn out by people from the well. This is how we make the passive of present continuous tense. Now let's see the next example. Boys are pelting stones at the train. This is your sentence of present continuous because the action is ongoing in it, and this is your sentence of active because the subject, those who are performing the action, the subject, that is at the start. Now let's see how to change it into passive. To make the passive of present continuous tense, first we are supposed to write the object. So as I told you, in mostly your object is present with the verb. So pelting is your verb, stones, they are your object. So to make the passive, first you will write the object, stones, and then you are supposed to use the helping verb. Helping verb will be used according to the object. Stones, object is plural, that's why you will use are. Stones are. Then you are supposed to use third form of the verb. Stones are being pelted. Sorry, first after the helping verb you will use being, and after the helping verb, after the being you will use third form. In passive we always use third form. Stones are being pelted by the boys. Boys, this is your subject, and in passive voice we write the subject at the end with the help of boy, with the help of by. Stones are being pelted by the boys at the train. So students, this is how we make the passive of present continuous tense. Let's once again discuss the structure of passive of present continuous tense. First you will write the object. After the object you are supposed to write the helping verb is, am, or are. You will use them according to the object. Then you are supposed to use being, and after the being you are supposed to use third form of the verb. In passive we always use third form, and at the end you will write subject with the help of by. Now this is your home task class. There are 3 active sentences of present continuous. You are supposed to change them into passive voice. Your first one is, government is repairing the bridges. Second is you are helping your friend in the time of difficulty. And third is I am purchasing a new computer next week. So inshallah I will see you in next video. Assalamu alaikum.